Alright, let's talk to the girl. Can I talk?
Do you know a woman named Sarah Caraway? No, sir, I don't. Would you like to buy some daisies for her? Or maybe your friend here would?
A very lovely array of blossoms you have here, young lady.
Well, thank you, sir. Might you be interested in a bouquet or two for someone special?
Watson, isn't Mrs. Hudson rather fond of violets?
Well, yes, she is, Holmes.
Young lady, here's a half-a-crown for a dozen of those lovely violets.
That's most irregular, sir. They are but they're tuppence.
I would be pleased if you would keep the difference in exchange for your time in the answering of a few simple questions.
My pleasure, kind sir.
I'm looking for a man who bought some pink carnations from you in the past 2 or 3 days.
I don't have any carnations now, sir, but a couple of days ago I had plenty. What did this man look like?
Let's see. I am seeking a more complete description of the man myself. It is possible he had you inscribe a card for him to go with his flowers.
Many customers like to add a personal touch to their flowers, especially if they're to be a gift. My mom says I have a lovely way about my writing, and if a customer asks, I don't mind adding a word or two for them. If you could show me the card, it might help me remember him.
Alright, we do still have the card. Hey, Goblin!
Hey, Goblin, hello.
Is this the card you wrote for a man who bought flowers here recently?
Why, yes, sir, it is. I remember the man now. He seemed nice enough, so when he asked me to write a special note to his lady friend, I was glad to help. But no sooner had I finished and handed it back to him, than he started in asking me to come have a drink with him in the pub there. I told him no at least a dozen times. When he finally gave up, he told me to come around and see him when I changed my mind. Like I ever would.
Where did he say you could find him?
You know, that's a funny thing. It seemed like he was about to, and then he thought better of it. He just looked disgusted and turned to leave. Then, to make things worse, he tossed his cigarette into my barrel, the one I used for my flowers.
Did he say anything else?
Nothing a respectable girl would repeat, sir. After he tossed his cigarette into my water barrel, he looked at his sleeve and cursed something terrible. I never heard such words before. He looked around my barrel, cursed again, and then stomped off down the street. If you have business with this man, you're welcome to it, but please don't say anything to him to make him come back here.
You got it. Give her a loud-mouthed Cockney Goppy accent. I think I'm gonna give that to somebody in the pub. It's more fitting in there. Hello, Moriarty.
Yeah, Goblin.
The game is afoot. There's no place else to be when there's crimes to solve.
Indeed.
Can we move the bong?
I need that water for my flowers, sir. Please don't empty it out.
Well, we need that cigarette butt. The basket hangs from one side of the barrel. Bouquets of assorted flowers are densely packed in it. The barrel is probably filled with rainwater, and the flowers are setting with their cut ends in the water.
Can we move the basket?
The barrel is full of colored water. The water is deep red, as if a dye or stain has been added to it. Peering deeply into the fluid, you can just make out a shiny object at the bottom.
Can we pick it up, even if the barrel is... It's too heavy. I didn't want to pick up the whole barrel. Can we move the barrel?
Picked up wire basket with flowers. So it's just it's a net of sorts. Yep. Well, let's use the basket in the barrel then. There. A cufflink. A shiny brass cufflink with the initials GB inscribed upon it. The wire basket has been mangled into a crude hook. Oops. Well, the girl needs to get herself into a wire basket then. All in the name of justice. She has to understand that. It's all in the name of justice.
Good day, gentlemen. Or is it night? How may Madame Rosa be of service?
Let's take a look around. This well-used chair appears to serve the palmist's clients. So seated, they seek fortune, good news, a loved one, or fame. Despite the palmist's ministrations, there is little doubt that most of them stand up and disappointed. Crystal ball captures and reflects the flickering light supplied by the candles and the gas fixture above the table. The effect provides a little mystery to an otherwise ordinary room. It's a wonder if she let him just handle it like that. Hey, Gabriel. Her turban in the head and Indian prayer shawl make her the very image of a woman whose days and nights are spent in pursuit of experience and personalities from the other world. Her glassy eyes, however, may as likely result from an over-familiarity with cheap gin as from peering into the unknown.
Excuse me, may I be of service?
Maybe you can.
Good day, madam. I'm looking for someone. Do you seek a sign from a loved one who has passed to the great beyond?
Not really. We are investigating the murder of a young woman.
Then you do need to speak to the dead.
No, you misunderstand, madame. We are looking for her killer.
I'm sorry, I have no powers with the living. Shall I read your palm? I could tell your fortune.
I'm sure you could, but not today. I want to speak about a murder.
Even if I could talk about it, which I can't, the spirits would not be pleased. Mercury is in retrograde today, you see. Perhaps you would like me to determine your marriage prospects.
No, thank you. I'm afraid you'd find that my marriage line is very short.
Then I cannot help.
What a shame.
Good day.
Well, this was a necessary stop. Let's go to the pub. Let's go to the pub. Pop, 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 pop. What a nice looking place. The head of an enormous Bengal tiger, a taxidermist of only modest competence, was unable to properly match the creature's yellow-green eyes. The moth-eaten condition of the head has not contributed to the bearing of the once noble beast. A large muscular man with a wooden expression that bespeaks terminal boredom or abysmally low intelligence. He holds a truncheon to enforce order among the clientele. Given the current conditions of the patrons, he will need it tonight. An inebriated longshoreman on the verge of becoming more closely acquainted with the floor murmurs, hisses, and occasionally shouts at an invisible companion. His chops are cut in a manner peculiar to the non-commissioned class of the Royal Navy. Funny, it looks just like the inn in Peaky Blinders. No idea what that is. A hatter judging from the silvery white stains on his sleeves. His wild eyes and facial tics suggest that he may suffer from mercury poisoning, a disease typical of his trade. Since he is completely intoxicated, it is hard to tell what his problems might be. The cut of his jib reveals his prior affiliation to the Royal Navy. Judging from the carpet black stains on his face and hands, this man is a chimney sweep or ash hauler. Despite the glassy cast of his eyes, he appears in a thoughtful mood and may even be coherent. The distinctive tattoo on his wrist indicates that he spent time in the Royal Marine Light Infantry. Feathered darts attest to the amateur status of the patrons. More punctures adorn the wall and the support beam than the board. Perhaps this is a testament to the stoutness of the ale rather than the abilities of the players. The landlord, as a younger man, stands next to a sweet-faced woman of advancing years in the midst of Queen Victoria's 30th anniversary celebration in 1867. She's dressed in a simple black dress, and he in the grandiose and now obsolete garb of a ticket taker on the London Underground Transit System. All Reliable, Widowmaker, Never Say When, and several other gins of questionable provenance and dubious quality are displayed besides some very modestly priced scotch. The soldier in the picture is a youthful version of the landlord himself, wearing a ribbon indicating he is in his first year of service in India. In the picture, dated 9th March 1865, the soldier wears the uniform and regimental insignia of the 1st Bangalore Fusiliers. They were known for their exceptionally long tours abroad, never less than 5 years, unless death or disgrace brought them back sooner. His ravaged appearance is contradicted by a well-kept mustache of a type characteristic of a sergeant major of the army. He is cadaverously thin, with the haunted eyes and sallow complexion of an opium user. He wears a black band around his left arm. Black band? That means somebody has died recently. From his position in the bar, he glances left and right, curious about the pathetic characters in the dimly lit room. Not a particularly savory spot, is it, Watson? Poverty and drink are discouraging, Mix Holmes. I don't think we can learn much from this crowd. Maybe not the crowd, but maybe the landlord himself. Good evening, landlord. I have need of some information. I hear my dear boy. This is Mr. Sherlock Holmes and I'm Dr. Watson. We are assisting Scotland Yard in a murder investigation. My name's Taggart, but I'm the Information Bureau. I've got constables to serve. In any case, I see very little, yeah, but even less, and generally talk about it not at all. That's not really what a bartender does, right? At least these days they're supposed to be very sociable. Do you recognize this cufflink? Oh, sir, I've seen that fancy link more than once. Belongs to a chap named Blackwood. And just who is Mr. Blackwood? Oh, there's a big blow on that too. He's almost a star for those specimens of his. See that tiger over the door there? I brought that one down myself during the tour in India. Blackwood can't spend 5 minutes in here without telling me about the very job that was done on mounting it. He claims to be the best taxidermist in London. Do you know where we might find this fellow? Well, now that I do not. But if you must see some of his work, you can. There's a specimen of Bradley's tobacco shop just west of here. The proprietor is a friend of mine. He had Blackwood stuff a moose he backed on holiday. I've seen it myself, and I don't know what it is that Blackwood goes on about. A tiger's easily better. Oh, we got some more locations now. Hey, Specky. I'd like a pint of your best bitter, and something for yourself. Very kind of you, sir. I'll have a lemon squash.
need this information, sir, and if you're a sporting man, I just may get it yet.
Just what do you mean by that?
I'll bear you at darts, and if I win, tell me what I need to know.
Well, I am a sporting man, as you say, but I don't play with just anyone. Prove to me you're worth me while, and I'll consider your proposal. If you can beat the house, I'll play you.
Dim damn darts.
Yeah, I remember it too, Goblin.
I had an awful time with this the first time I played. Also, apparently my green screen is going a little bit wild up there. Right past the A, as you can see. Right there. Well, nothing I can do about it. Maybe there is. Nope, that didn't help at all. Never mind. Well, let's talk to the shouting drunk first, shall we? Let me get them to play. Sir, if you...
What's all this then?
Was that a re-description or something? I missed it. Completely missed it. But hey, Madeline, what's all this then? This is Sherlock Holmes. I don't know what this place is. There's a minute that says a bird. If you're bad enough to be the first player, I will, but now the mother to go for me. Our Father in heaven. Excuse me, sir. Might I interest you in a game of darts?
You might indeed, Governor, but at the moment I'm busy with this one mug. Talk to me again when I'm not quite so preoccupied. Anybody gonna play darts with me?
Sir, the board is empty, and I require a worthy opponent. Do you perhaps play darts?
What's that? Darts! Darts! There's a play! I'm the champion of Basil Street. If you're looking for a challenge, then I'm your man. Which way is the board?
Right this way, my good man. Shall we begin?
Well, it is, you sir may go first.
Hit a key to start.
Score 10 points. Almost a bullseye. Also, nobody recognizes the Scotland Yard motto. What's all this then? That's not a Scotland Yard motto. That's pretty much what they say in every TV show when a police officer arrives at the scene. So yeah, it's pretty much the Scotland Yard. That was an awful throw. Bullseye! According to Urban Dictionary it is. You know, according to that, of course it is. Wow. Didn't think that drunk would throw a freaking bullseye. Damn it. Got 3 points. I was hoping for 60. I'll feel really bad for you if one of these drunks hits a triple 20 3 times. That would be the last one. I remember the last person is like a real sharpshooter. They seem drunk, but they're actually really good. Please pause the stream while I make myself some food.
No.
You go make food, I throw darts.
I'm hope for the best.
Okay, so I cannot go for a bullseye now. Otherwise I can't win at all. I should go for like 11. So I can go for a double 20. Or 14. Yeah, that is not what I was looking for.
Shit. No.
This is not easy. Tomorrow I will get new fridge, Spidey. The one we had died 4 days ago, so I put all liquids outside as long as it's cold, so I utilize the environment. Good idea. That's good thinking. I don't have a smartphone. I'm old-fashioned, and this is a retro channel, so it fits. Crime stops no man for no man, or darts stop for no man. Where's 7? There it is. That was 16. All right, double 5. Where's 5? Up there. Wish me luck. Come on. Damn it. So close. Missed it by that much. I would have won right there. Now watch him get double 20. Or 1. What are you aiming for, good man? Crap. I'm throwing way too high. This is not an easy game.
Busted.
No! Too high.
Busted. Busted.
Damn. Too early.
Busted.
We're gonna be here for a while, people. Why did you go for a bullseye? Ah! I don't like this part.
Busted.
I was aiming for 3. Game over, Holmes wins. I thought you need to finish on a double. That's usually the dart rules, right? That you need to finish on a double. Huh. Slow down the cycles for slow motion meters?
I could do that.
Make it easier for myself. At least we won one. Them damn darts. I think those are competition rules. I thought you just have to get the score to a perfect 0. Yeah, you do have to. But I thought this would also have the competition rules which I'm used to. That you always have to end on a double in order to win. But apparently it's not a case in this game, so if it is not, then we can just do whatever we want. In other words, win. It is the 19th century here, true. Just the instant tea that I have, but it's this is peach flavor with honey in it, because having a cold, you know, just getting myself warm. Getting myself warmed up. The honey always helps, makes it tastier. Alright, let's talk to this guy then. Excuse me, my good man, what is it you're drinking?
I'm drinking whatever me corp at the moment, Gov.
Good evening, might I have a private word?
It's your shilling.
I'm looking for someone, a young man who came... who may come here...
English, it's a language.
You got the wrong bloke, mate. The only thing I look at when I come here is the ball of this here class or the landlord's crooked person when I have to. You wouldn't want to stand me to another round, would you? Or maybe your friend would be too kind.
Not tonight, I'm afraid.
Excuse me, sir. Might I interest you in a game of darts?
You might indeed go over by the
Alright. Maybe this guy will now play. I get a sore throat from honey. And that can actually happen with honey. To some people. Could be that you're allergic, yeah.
I'm looking for some challenging play at the dartboard. Would you care to join me?
These fingers replaced by Simon on the sandals will not be easily defeated. That's what he says. But watch me play, make this game run a bit slower. 1 point, yay. Not that I know of. It just hurts if I use it with tea. I can eat it just fine, otherwise on sandwiches, etc.
That is an interesting thing.
Perfect. 20. Ah, it's double. Scored 40 points. At least the animation doesn't suffer from me putting the cycles down. Just have honey on toast to relieve a cold. Aha, there's the 60. Got it. Honey in general is good for the throat, you know. Works some wonders on sore sinuses and throats. Exactly. I never knew that Spider was a dart expert. I used to play a lot of darts because we had a dartboard at home that was like you open it up and it had the scoreboards on the sides and chalk and everything. A real professional dartboard, you could say. And we used to play it a lot. Ha ha! Eat that, old drunken man.
I've beaten you.
Maybe now this guy will play some darts? So, if I could pawn from your drink for a few moments, I would welcome your participation at the dartboard.
Well, I guess there's to deliberate rummies is no great prepare yourself, sir.
Well, you forgot his accent. I didn't forget his accent.
What are you talking about? I don't lose accents, I create them.
I too want to be a dart expert. Teach me, master. Isn't there a darts game on the Amiga? There is. But this is do you really want to learn the rules of darts?
I mean, I can easily tell you they're very easy rules.
Oh, crap, he's good. I did tell you that the last one is going to be a master at this. Going for the he was trying to go for all bullseyes. There. Video games are a good way to learn the rules for anything. Yeah, any kind of sports. Or a hobby. Is it about hitting to the center to get more points? I don't know the exact rules. I can teach you. The exact center is 50 points because it's the bullseye, but you see those colored rings on the dartboard? I'm teaching how to play darts to Turkin now. The exact middle is the bullseye, 50 points. The red ring around it is 25 points. And the other colored rings on the scoreboard, as you see, those numbers on the board are the scores. And the outer colored ring is double the amount that it shows. Like if I hit on the right one on 6, and I hit the outer ring, that will be 12 points. And the inner colored ring is triple the points, so the best points you can get is 60 points on the triple 20. That's the most points you can get. Like so. Almost got it. There, 60 points. Now I should go for 17. I got nothing. And the black and white segments are just a single X the number, yep. Oh crap, he threw a bullseye. What? Stop throwing bullseyes! You're making me nervous. I knew that would happen. I did say that the last guy is an expert. Sir, I'd like to play you another game of darts.
Right for more, eh? Let's have it, then. Let's have it.
Yeah, he's not the last guy. There's still the bartender or the landlord himself. So he's not the best of the best, but he is damn good. Ah, that's 20. Ah, that's good enough. $51. I can't time that 3. Can I? That's 17, right? 3 times 17 is 51. Right? Am I correct? That 17 times 3 is 51. Somebody please check this before I embarrass myself with mathematics. Yep, good. So we need to aim for a 777. This is not gonna be easy. And I got a 17. That's double 17 now that I gotta aim for. Nope. Well, if I aim for 17, I win. Like so. Bam! We got him. One more. Then he will talk to us.
I'm ready for that game now, if you please.
So you are. Shall we begin?
Everybody stays quiet. Everybody watches carefully as Sherlock Holmes lines up his shot with his darts. And it is a perfect bullseye with the first. And the second one. He's aiming for the 60 and he got a 20. Just missed it by that much. And now the third one. The third throw is going for the 60 again. And he gets it. A perfect 60. And yes, I did lower the cycles even more to make it super slow. My desire to play computer darts has been rekindled. I might download a darts game later tonight. I really need to just keep on getting perfect 60s to win this guy. He goes for the bullseyes. I go for the 60s. Not the year, the points. It's another 777. Let's hope that I can actually do this. Damn it! Too low. He might win this one. Does anyone know how easy it is to transfer Steam games between two accounts? No idea. I don't even know if you can do that. Because they're two different accounts. If the other account doesn't have the games. Oh yeah, I was aiming for 777. I was supposed to throw for 777. I was aiming for a double. I'm an idiot. Yes! I win! You have no idea how hard this was back in the day when you cannot lower the cycles of the CPU to make this game easier. Oh, I did it. Friggin' did done do it. Now he will talk to us. And yes, you are required to do this. If you thought that was this even required? Yes. Otherwise this guy wouldn't talk to us at all. And now, Mr. Taggart, as you promised, I'm looking for a young man, about 17, well-built and quick-witted. I'm told he has frequented this establishment.
We play a fine game, sir. And as promised, I believe the fellow you're looking for works for a chemist in Hattington Street. You do well to direct a few questions his way.
Thank you, sir, for the information and the game.
Yeah.
Them damn darts. Done. You can turn on family sharing though, however, it's not very stable and you need to be at the other person's computer to type your password, you know? Come on, Watson, game's afoot. We got 2 places to go to now. So let's go there. Either one of them. Which one should we go to first? The Bradley's tobacco shop or the Haddington Street chemist? I'll throw the dice, actually. I mean, transfer game ownership from one account to another. I don't think that can be done. You need to buy the game. You can't just transfer the ownership from one to another, as far as I know. To decide which place we go first will be the dice. Or the die. The 20-sided die. Even numbers, tobacco shop. Odd numbers, the chemist. Even number, tobacco shop. Got a 12. This is a large stuffed moose head mounted on a mahogany board. The taxidermist appears to have been more than competent. Near the top of the board is a metal plaque with an inscription on it. It cannot be read by simply looking up. The head itself conceals it. A large crate. It is made of fiber board and wood and has a rough finish. Labels and customs declarations are pasted on the lid. They indicate that the crate contains tobacco leaves and finished cigars from Cuba. Cuba. Young lad minding the shop. This young man is reading an old tattered novel. He looks up occasionally to see if his customers need anything. He seems rather indifferent to his job here. Can't look at the cigars. There's a nice poster right there. Cigars.
Perhaps you can tell us where the moose head comes from. From somewhere in North America, I believe.
No, my boy. He means to know where the proprietor had the moose head preserved.
Indeed, Watson. I should have been more precise.
I don't know anything about that. I've heard him boasting about the moose, though. Very proud of it, he is. Says they are very dangerous. Doesn't look dangerous, does it? Moose. Dangerous? Only in Sierra games. Only in Sierra games.
It is imperative that I find out where the moose head was stuffed. Can you think of anything that might help me?
I'm sorry, sir, but I don't have any idea, and I can't think of anyone else that might know. I'm just helping out here, temporary-like.
All temporary-like? May we speak with the proprietor, please?
I'm sorry, sir, he's in Scotland shooting grouse. He won't be back for several days, I'm afraid. I'm told that he's rarely in, with all his hunting trips. He's even been to East Africa. A hunting man, huh?
You've purchased cigars here before, have you not, Watson?
Indeed, Holmes. They were allegedly rolled by the hands of Cuban maidens, but who can say? Very expensive they were. That is certainly the head we heard of at the Moongate, Watson.
A noble beast, Holmes. It seems a pity that it should have become a wall ornament in a public place. Very dubious taste, I should say.
Well, if they put a cigar in the moose's mouth, that would make the place even more, you know, eccentric. Might sell more cigars. They're certainly dangerous to apple trees while drunk. Moose can be quite dangerous in real life. In Alaska and Canada, a moose that won't leave your yard is a valid excuse to call out of work. Or at least so I've heard. Is that really true? I have no idea. I've never heard of moose being aggressive. You only hear about the moose getting hit by cars. And that's it. Or them being shot. Because people hunt them down. But I've never heard of moose being moose attacking anybody. Of course, if they're, you know, they can be just like any other animal, territorial. So if you get into their territory, they might go like, get out of here. That kind of thing. Nice chime. I don't want to talk, I want to look. A much tarnished brass bell is attached to the shop door. If its clapper had not been removed or fallen off, the bell would sound whenever someone entered or left the shop. Well, that's a shame. Landed crystal is set into this maple door frame. A bit extravagant for what otherwise appears to be a humble shop, but much in the fashion 50 years ago. The door leads out to the street. Not wantonly aggressive, but easily spooked and aggressive while frightened, angry. Moose have been known to attack people here in Norway as well, especially if someone comes in between a cow with calves, but I think it's rare. Well, a mother's instinct, so that's understandable. The chemist counts pills and divides bulk powders into smaller batches on the impermeable and smooth surface of the slab of mottled red Carrera marble. A white powder residue on the surface suggests that the chemist was using it recently or that his housekeeping habits could stand improvement. Moose is the most dangerous wild animal in Canada, for the record. I would have thought it would be something else than a moose. At least they make a tasty chocolate mousse. An engraved stamp on the base of the scale declares that this precision weighing instrument made of solid brass was manufactured in 1852 in Prague by the respected firm Kafka & Son. Males during heat highly dangerous to be near. That actually makes sense. Mating season is always dangerous. A chipped ceramic cup, which, judging from its exterior design, once held a shaving brush. It now contains a pencil stub and an upholsterer's knife. A 2-penny notebook with this prescription is written in a shaky hand across the top of each page. The same uncertain hand has recorded the medicines, sleeping potions, stomach powders, and other patent remedies requested by or prescribed for regular customers of the shop. Kind of makes me think of Freddy Farkas, the frontier pharmacist. I should play that at some point. An account's ledger rests open on this oak stand, which has been built into the counter. Only the names of the products purchased and their costs are recorded. The contents of the partially open cash drawer, which is built into the bottom of the stand, are meager. A thoroughly representative collection of powders, potions, plasters, poultices, preparations, pest poisons, tablets, and drugs line the wall. In short, a well-stocked chemist's shop. A strongly built lad of 16 or 17 with intelligent eyes is dusting his shop's inventory. His street clothing indicates that he is not officially apprenticed to the chemist. What about grizzly bears? So they would be... never get close to a grizzly bear ever. Never ever. They're predators. They'll kill you. They'll see you as walking meat. You'll be dead. No matter what season. Like many small businesses, this shop is equipped with a clock as a courtesy to customers. This one, however, appears to be more for decoration than use. There's only one hand, and it is not moving. The prescription mixing and counter area of the shop are brightly illuminated by a set of 3 gas-burning chandeliers. The glass bulbs that enclose the flame are hand-blown and of an unusually delicate design for a business establishment. The balding elderly gentleman wears the grey smock coat that is emblematic of his trade. The lenses in his wire-framed spectacles are as thick as the bottom of a vitiform elixir bottle. My compliments, sir. What a quaint shop you have here. Everything in the traditional style with your wares impressively displayed.
Thank you. Very kind, I'm sure. It's as it was in my father's time. Always our best, Sir Gregory. Nothing changes so much. People still need the same things, from arsenic to zinc oxide. I have it all. How may I help you?
I have a reason to believe that your stock boy can assist me in my investigation.
That's as may be, but as you can see, he's working, and I don't pay him to gossip with customers, let alone people off the streets. Good day.
May I please speak with your stock boy, sir? It will only take a moment of his time.
Time is money, as they say, sir. We're busy with our inventory at the moment. Another time would be more convenient for him. Good day.
Might I have a small bottle of Professor Whitcomb's guitar preparation, please?
Of course, sir. I happen to have some right here under the counter. Is there anything else you want?
Might I also have some Lansdowne's famous liver elixir?
Very good, sir. Just the thing to pep up a tired liver. Is there anything else?
My stomach's a bit unsettled. Might I have a draught of Vernet's best paregoric mixture?
Very good, sir. Sound choice for calming a nervous stomach. Is there anything else?
That's a good answer.
I would be grateful for just a moment of your assistant's time. I'll ask him a question or two at most.
Speak to him by all means if you must, but I'm sure I can't imagine how he can help you. He's reliable and trustworthy, unlike most young people these days. Richard, come down for a moment and speak to these gentlemen, will you?
I need something to cure burps. Duct tape. Duct tape would work. Bears tend to scarper far before you even know they're there. Bad idea to corner him. Or hold out your arm to film it with a cell phone. I saw a documentary of a person that tried to live out in the wild with grizzly bears. In the end, it went wrong and he got eaten. There's many stories like that, but that's the most known story of the grizzly man. That's what he was known as, the grizzly man, who tried to live. He lived with the grizzly bears for many years, and in the end, he got killed by them. He and his girlfriend. And there's even a recording of their deaths because he was recording stuff with them and all that. It's horrible stuff. The last moments of these people, you know, those kind of recordings.
Do you ever make deliveries near Covent Garden? Yes, sir. I'm in and about Covent Garden every day on my business. Then you know of a pub called Moongate? Yes. I mean, no. Well, I know the names of the pubs around there.
Richard, could you tell us of your interest in the actress Sarah Caraway?
I'm sorry, sir, but I don't know what you're talking about.
Do you know a publican by the name of Taggart? What's a publican? A publican, as you didn't know, operates a public house. Don't play the fool, boy. It doesn't suit you.
No, I don't know no one named Taggart, public or not.
You've seen a girl named Leslie who sells flowers outside the Moongate?
Yes, I have, but I've never been in that pub. I despise Bang Drum and Lager.
You are a fool, Richard, or you think I am. Tell me the truth and I may clear you of involvement in a most serious crime.
I'm telling you the truth. I really don't know anything important about Miss Caraway.
Don't mince words, Richard. Miss Caraway has been brutally murdered and you were recently asking about her. Tell us about your involvement with her. Honesty will serve you well.
Murdered? She can't have me. I never even got to speak with her. I wanted to marry her ever since I saw Love's Labor Lost. I was smitten with her. I wanted to find out where she lived and everything about her. Now she's dead. I'll never love another.
I'm sorry, Richard. I hadn't realized that Miss Caraway had such an ardent admirer. Is there anything you can tell us that might help us?
No, just leave me alone if you would.
Of course. Come, Watson. Yeah, there's nothing else to talk to him about.
Apparently. Excuse me.
Stop it with the burps. I know I'm burping. You don't need to burp. Every freaking time. I really need to remove those burps. They're starting to annoy me.
And I'm the one who burps.
I'm the burp man. I'm the one who burps. I don't think I'm gonna watch that video. I'll give it a miss. It's not really a video. It's just a voice recording. Not a video recording of their deaths. Just voice. But it's still horrible to listen to. And there's plenty of those, you know, those last recordings out there on the internet. Just look them up on Listverse. You'll find them there. How about this? We can't burp right after you burp. Deal? I'll add something to that. No burps unless every 30 minutes. Okay? So you don't burp right after I burp, and you don't make another burp. Just one burp every 30 minutes. Deal? Yeah. Tea's gone gold. Let's set the burp timeout to 30 minutes. Actually, it's a good point. La di da ti da commence ti 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 ti. Edit burp. Cool down. How about 2 minutes? Please don't do this. You put this on yourself, Goblin. You love them too much. I must punish you for this. You brought this upon yourself. I mean, you suggested, but I'm gonna take Gabriel's suggestion and put a cooldown on each burp. A general cooldown and a user cooldown of the same amount of minutes. Hey, Saradak. It's less than 30 minutes. Did you see anything of significance, Watson?
It's a lovely old shop, Holmes. That camphor aroma reminds me of the mentholated flannel cloth my mother put on my chest when I had a chill.
Do you suppose that's the lad we're looking for?
He looks more nervous than intelligent to me. His connection to the case, if any, is more than a mystery to me.
Yep, 15 minutes. How are we gonna find out where the moose head was stuffed? And the young lad here wasn't that much of a help either. Did I have anything to analyze? I don't think I have anything to analyze. But at least I got all these potions now. Great. Let's talk to Wiggins, see if we can get some help from the irregulars. Wiggins, I have an errand for you.
At your service, Mr. Holmes.
Go to the Fleet Street offices of the London Times. Find a copy of yesterday's paper, the early edition, mind, and bring it back here. A half a crown ought to cover your trouble.
Half a crown would do just fine, sir. But the Fleet Street's a long way to go for something I got straight here. You see, this jacket of mine is wearing a bit thin, and the Times is just the thing to fill the lining and keep your body warm, sir. Mr. Jonas is always kind enough to spare a page or two if he has any left on the same day. Will this be the one you're looking for?
Yes, my boy. That's just the one, and let's make that a crown, shall we? That should be enough to fetch you a new jacket. Sherlock is always so nice to the boys. A copy of the Times. It recounts the death of Sarah Caraway. Alright. Now we can go and talk to the freaking... to the meathead. To prove to him that she's dead. Maybe it got some plaque in the back. It's behind the head. And we need to climb up there to see the plaque.
I could be on servo as an exposer, but I'll tell you again to clear off. The only reason I haven't thrashed you both is that I would rather not risk injury to my hands at this point in the season. Now go before my temper overcomes my judgment.
I've got a copy of yesterday's Times that describes Sarah's death. I'm very sorry.
Show it to me then, or leave me in peace. It can't be true. What? She's dead? Who's responsible? I'll pull his arms out.
This is Mr. Sherlock Holmes, consulting detective for Scotland Yard, and I am Dr. Watson. We're trying to find her murderer. We require your assistance. And even the music changed.
What more can you possibly want of me?
Had you seen Miss Caraway recently?
Not these past few nights. We thought the coach might be getting wise to us, so we decided to steer clear of each other for a while.
She was killed late in the evening behind the Regency Theatre. Do you recall where you were at the time?
I was here by myself, studying for my chemistry exams like always.
Was your roommate here to vouch for you?
No, he's almost never here. He's always in the lab. But you can't think I had anything to do with it.
No. More witnesses just make the events easier to sort out.
Well, we know nothing of it, that's for sure. I kept a secret even from him.
Do you know of anyone who had a quarrel with Sarah?
No, I'm sure that I don't. We knew each other quite well, but out of necessity we knew little of each other's friends. You could ask her sister Anna, or maybe Antonia Caruso, Anna's fiancé. They might be able to
tell you something. Where can we find them?
I've never been to either of their flats, so I don't know their addresses. But I can tell you that Anna sings in the Chancery Opera House, and I've heard Antonio say a number of times that he spends his free time at St. Bernard's Snooker Academy.
Where did you meet with this couple if you never visited either of their homes?
We would often picnic together. There was a certain spot near the primary school that Anna always wanted to go to. I gather she goes there frequently. She loves children and likes to watch them play. She seemed especially interested in one lad, a curious little chap. He never joins in with the other boys' games. Anna would talk to him from time to time.
Where exactly is this picnic spot?
It's just west of here, where Earl's Court runs into the Brompton Road. We would always picnic by the wrought of iron fence behind the school.
Is there anything you can tell us that you think might help our investigation?
All I can tell you is that if you find the one who killed my Sarah, you'd better keep him away from me, or I'll be the one who gets the rep for murder, because I swear I'll kill him.
Understandable. Alright, we've got a couple of more places to go to. Let's leave the weeping man to his loneliness.